Hey, my beautiful ladies and gents. So, I want to come to you guys with a quick video because I just really want to speak on this thing. So, we know I'm a believer, I'm a follower of Christ, and there's this movement that's going on with the kingdom marriages, kingdom spouses, all these things. And I do believe that God has graced a few. God has graced his people, not everyone, to partake and receive a kingdom marriage because there's a kingdom assignment that's tied to that marriage. And I feel like the enemy has perverted what kingdom marriage is, what a kingdom spouse is, and they has twisted into this whole thing that it isn't. And it really grieves me to see so many women under the comments saying, I connect myself to this word, I receive this word, just in desperation, holding on to things. And it's like, have you really sought the Lord? If this is his plan and will for you. I had just watched this one girl do a video, and she was speaking on how she's growing impatient in the waiting. And hey, that's all of us at this point. You know, some been waiting longer than others. I'm waiting as well. But she's growing tired of the wait, and she has all these plans when it comes to like businesses and all these things that she wants to do. And she wants God to go ahead and release her spouse because he's included in those business ideas and all this stuff. And I'm like, did God say that was his plan for you? Did God say that where you are right now and what his plans for you, did he include that individual in those business plans? Or is this just a desire? Because what I'm noticing and what I'm seeing is a lot of us have desires and we have our own will and plans that we have not submitted to the Lord or surrendered to the Lord. And we just want him to bless it according to how we want it to be and how we want things to move. And that's just not how... What is that? Oh, here. That is just not how God moves and operates. And so I've just really been having a conversation with God because I'm like, God, I'm really being irked in my spirit. I'm really being rubbed the wrong way on how kingdom spouses and how kingdom marriages are just being thrown around. And one thing that really bothers me the most, because a lot of people, we don't understand there's a lot of power in this thing right here. And what I said is there's some people that have a desire for marriage and even a desire for a specific person that God did not say was their person or who he has for them. But because that's who we want, who we desire, and we didn't consult God on who he wants for us, we have deemed some of these people our kingdom spouses. And you have situations where there are women in abusive relationship, men that are abusive, there's people that's unequally yoked, and we're saying, oh, we're waiting on our kingdom spouse. And you're waiting, you're growing frustrated when things aren't moving and happening. It could be that there's a God's perfect timing for that person that God really did promise kingdom marriage, and that specific person will be part of that kingdom marriage promise. Or B, you fall in the category where God did not say that individual that you were saying is your kingdom spouse is really your kingdom spouse, and you're upset that things aren't happening and you're waiting, and what you're doing is wasting time. And what's really irking me and really getting under my skin, and that really grieves my heart to see a lot of women are calling these people my husband. If that man has not got on his knee and proposed to you, if you have not professed your vows in front of witnesses, and you have done things in the right manner to deem one another husband and wife, please stop saying that is your husband and your wife. It is not. It is not. Because what you're doing is you're coming in agreement and creating covenants, and you're wondering why God has not released your actual husband or wife to you yet, is because you have now yoked yourself to somebody that he has never even called or ordained to your life. And you're wondering why things are stagnating and delayed and why nothing is moving with that certain individual, because that's not who he called to be your husband and wife. And he can't give you who he really has to you because you have now created a covenant in the spiritual realm with somebody. You have now married yourself off to someone in the spiritual realm. And now you have to go through a whole deliverance prayer of renouncing and denouncing because you have tied yourself to something that was never meant to be. And this word is not going to apply to everybody because, like I said, God, if you have that relationship with God, you know what he told you in that secret place. You know that he said that he's going to release a kingdom marriage promise to you, and that he does have a kingdom spouse for you. A prophetic word should never be something that you're hearing for the first time. And when you look in the Bible, prophets were used to confirm a word that God has already established and said. He's just backing it up. I'm just letting you know it's going to happen. I've already said it and put it out there. I'm just bringing confirmation and let you know, yeah, a little time that went by, but I'm still going to do what I said I'm going to do. It should never be a word that you're hearing for the first time because you have itching ears. And so you're running to every prophet looking for an answer to confirm a desire that God never gave you. It's a desire within your heart. And wondering why that desire isn't playing out because that was never from God. That is why. So before seeking prophetic words, before running to every prophet having itching ears, I urge you to sit at the throne of God, sit in his presence, and sit long enough to hear a response from him. Sit and steady your mind, still yourself, so that you can hear him, hear his direction for your life, hear his plans for you. Never seek out a man, because it's truly just that, a man. They're just vessels. And you also got to be careful of who the prophets are tapped into, what sources that they're using. Because like the word says, everybody that calls on my name is not from me. And a lot will hear, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. So be very careful of the words and the prophets that you're chasing after to get a word that soothes your ears, or that brings comfort to you, or that's itching those ears that you have. Be very, very careful. Because when you do that, you're bringing on hope deferred. You're bringing in, that's how some people backslide, and well, God never said, God never came through his promises. The person he said was my husband, or who I thought was my husband, is now married to someone else. And it makes you look at God funny, but you never really sat at God's foot to see if that was really him, or was that your desire screaming out louder than his voice. So yeah, like I said, we're all waiting on something. We're all waiting on a promise. And it is very important that we seek God. We seek God in the wait, and we surrender it. We surrender that thing. Don't make it an idol. Don't make it an idol, because when you have idols before God, you're opening yourself up to be deceived. You're opening yourself up to divination and deception. Because now you have this idol sitting on the throne of your heart, and you're doing and going everywhere to make sure you hear, or something that would justify this idol that you've placed on your heart, on the throne of your heart. And so you now open yourself up to deception if you're listening to prophetic words from people that, one, they're doing it for the money, because right now the kingdom marriage movement, everybody's wanting marriage. It's a very popular topic, and a lot of people use it just to play on people's emotions, just to get money, because they know that some people have itching ears, and they're going to keep coming back to those channels, making those views go up, and they're getting paid off of that. And you have some people that's operating in unclean sources where it's not God, but they're hearing from familiar spirits. They're hearing from spirits that is there to lead you into deception. And if your spirit is not guarded, if you're not using discernment, if you're not tapped into God and allowing God himself to bring you confirmation, he knows how to speak to his children. He knows how to get confirmation across his children. You don't have to go seeking after. You are opening yourselves up to deception. And the moment you do that, the enemy will have a field day. You'll be stuck in confusion and in cycles and in torment, emotionally up and down, wondering why this isn't happening, why that isn't happening, because you've opened a door that should have never been opened. So I pray, my brothers and sisters, that you guys really see God on what his plans is and desires is for your life. Daily, every day, I take my heart before God, and I tell him any desires that is not of you, that's pulling me away from your purpose. We're married to God's purpose first. Our purpose and our calling on this earth, that's what we're married to first. That's our priority. Anything that is pulling me outside of your will, or that's tugging on me, or any desire that's speaking louder than you and your will for my life, kill it. Allow me to sacrifice it, so that you could be glorified and edified and lifted up. And that I only be led by the truth and not by my desires. That I'm only led by your Holy Spirit and not my flesh, and not by my desires. And it's okay. We can always go to God and talk to him. He wants us to come talk to him, so he can tell us everything we need to know. We serve a jealous God. He doesn't want you running to a man that he created for insight on your life that only he knows. He wants you to come to him. He loves you. He loves you deeply. He wants to give you the promise more than you want the promise. But it's going to be done in decency and order, and in his perfect timing. In his perfect timing. So be blessed. If this message really hit home for you, and you feel like, hey, I need to reevaluate some things. I've been there. I've had to do it several times because this journey is a journey. But the beautiful thing is we have God on our side, that he's always there. He's always there. I urge you to sit in that secret place with him. Let him minister to your spirit. Let him minister to your soul. And let him prepare you. If he reveals to you in that secret place, I do indeed have this for you. Allow him to do things in his timing and his way. And allow him to prepare you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to receive it. So be blessed, my brothers and sisters. This applies to women and men that's waiting on any kind of promise for God. Seek God first, okay? Be encouraged. I love you guys. Be blessed.